Well, hello there, my lovely viewers on the YouTube interwebs. Good evening. Welcome to the final round of the Super Tourers World Championship, sponsored by supertouring.tv. And that's the final few times I'm sadly going to say that, 'cause it's been an amazing season. All these past 4 weeks, we have seen some fantastic racing over a course of what has been 4 fantastic tracks. A little bit different this time though, a challenge for our wonderful drivers. Our finale tonight here at the wonderful Italian track of Imola, with a whole 60 minutes worth of racing. No small races, no chances to regroup yourself. It's all out for one last time. And thank you, Alan Van Hoeven, for subscribe. Thank you very much, Chris. Good evening to you also, my fellow dearest friend in the comms booth. Ben, how are you this evening?
I am fantastic, Aidan, and I'm looking forward to a great night of touring car racing. They're already very much at it on track. We tell our drivers no racing and qualifying, but they are certainly looking for the best jockeying for track position as they go on to their qualifying laps.
Indeed they do. Let's go, says Tim Bob. Yes, I want into this. We are literally one last hurrah. 10-minute qualifying session. It's all out, all or nothing. They're probably going to get 2 or 3 laps in. Let's see who can go to fastest. We're going to start with Pavos, who's leading the pack away on the first of the flying laps. We will keep an eye as the times will tumble. I will say that right without stuttering. Track at the minute is 97% on fast, so we will see grip improvement come tenfold as that improves to nearer 100%.
Yep, the drivers have had to deal with the grip resetting halfway through the event for the last couple of weeks, so a track that's grippy from the off is going to be a nice little treat for them. Looks like most of the drivers have gone out on the soft tyre for qualifying, which you'd assume is the best option. They're not going to have to start on race tyres, but they've got a lot of strategy options over the course of this hour. It's like I'm assuming most people will go for a 1-stop, but 2 stops on the mediums, 2 stops on the softs, both of those are viable and could be faster than a single stop for hards.
Yes, indeed. Smash that like button, says Tim Bob. It's going to be absolutely crazy. We will find out what people decide to do at the minute. We're going to sticking with Pavo. He'll be the first person to set a lap time, and will give us a baseline as to what we could expect from people. Pavo being one of our faster drivers throughout the past 4 weeks.
Yeah, we were seeing 1 minute 51s, I believe, in practice.
We were.
So it's about that. So I'm watching James's Delta at the moment. He's showing about a 154.8.
Ooh.
And that was on a slower track as well, so he might not have quite got himself dialed in on these new tyres yet.
Not quite yet. We'll see what he does as he comes through the final turn. Well, technically this is the final turn. It's not really a turn.
Properly trail braking into the last proper corner.
There's the last proper corner.
Being Imola, there isn't a start-finish straight, it's a start-finish corner.
It's 153.8, immediately pit by Karolzak behind him with a 153.4. Sharon goes and slams it into second with a 153.805, beating Pavot there. First runs up more or less over by the looks of it, and Karolzak leading them away as it stands.
Yeah, Alfie Bevan not having set a lap yet. It's not a representative one anyway.
Or he's come across the final...
Yeah, I think he's on an outlap.
Oh.
So he's showing us a 2:35 there. I think he's only just going on. I think he's been keeping an eye on that grip level.
It's now gone to 99%. There is now grip on the track, more than there was before, that's for sure. So we'll see people starting to set times that will perhaps start to tumble. Pavo still ahead of everyone on track, so expect the next faster lap to be set by him.
Yep, Alfie isn't really in for the championship. He's missed the middle 2 weeks of the title fight, but very much wanted to be here for this last week.
Yeah, absolutely. 12 drivers we have tonight that will duke it out for what has been an epic tale of racing in the past 4 weeks.
Well, apparently our oNiD racing boss is sliding into your DMs, Aid.
Uh-oh. Whatever I've done, it wasn't me. He's sliding into my DMs. Let's get our wonderful Johnny Ash in. Ah, he is here. Hello, Mr. Bossman himself. Welcome to the comms booth. We painted it red.
Hello, mate.
We painted it red a little
How
bit,
are we?
you know. Yeah, we're
So
good.
much we've been paying attention.
we haven't been paying attention.
Through the back door.
Yeah, you have as
So
well.
I do that quite a lot and no one notices.
Oh dear.
Oh.
What has brought this on, good sir? What?
Well, I thought I'd come and have a little chat with you guys. It's the last one of the what has been a fantastic championship, and I thought I'd come and cheer the guys on while I'm watching Stevie Bain crash round Bathurst in a Ginetta.
Oh dear.
Fantastic.
A Bathurst. There's better places to be on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, like hell.
No, Johnny, what you're supposed to say is with our wonderful YouTube viewers tonight, watching the final round of this Super Tours Championship.
It's true, and they're in for an absolute treat. I've watched every round back, and the racing's just been ridiculous.
It has been so good. I think surprisingly, considering I'm a massive Donington fan, last week's been my favourite race week so far. It was just end-to-end action. And I'm expecting more tonight. People are taking massive amounts of time to get themselves settled.
And obviously it's double points tonight as well, isn't it?
It is indeed.
It does bring quite a few drivers into the championship fight, to be fair. So we'll have to keep an eye on the standings. Maybe my wonderful co-commentator Ben could have a look and make sure who's doing what.
Let's have a look. If you're asking me to do maths on the fly, this is
absolutely. You don't have any fancy computers here that can work it out for us, and can't give you a fancy graphic to say who's where.
Right. Well, it's going to be 70 points for the winner.
Got you.
So the biggest gap between people who are on track, the biggest gap is 47 points. No, 37. Take that back. That's between Ben Brown and Jan Karaszak. Alex Shahabi, unfortunately, not able to make it this week. Is in second place, but Ben is the closest contender who's actually with us tonight.
Ooh.
But, with 70 points for a win, there's a lot to play for, and if something goes wrong for Karaszak, that could be Ben Brown right at the top there.
Could be. I noticed Impact Coach UK's in the chat. Well, now that's Mr. Super Touring himself.
That is himself, yeah. It's good evening.
So I think we should tap him up for a full-blown Super Touring Championship in 2024. What do we reckon?
I reckon so.
I could
with like no qualifying this time around, just like the first 28 people get in.
Definitely.
I would absolutely be down for that.
It's been so good. It's definitely worth doing it again.
Yeah, I think it's worth doing. It's been fantastic. All the drivers have been absolutely mad for it. They've been loving it, and it'll be good to get. Obviously, there's quite a few people. Obviously, we've got 12. There was 16 in the final championship rounds. Obviously, there's the likes of there's three people here: Tim, Chris Overstreet, Ethan Scott, probably. There's so many other people that didn't actually make it into the final rounds that would make it. It'd just be an awesome championship. You'd always be fighting someone that's on your pace.
Exactly. It would be great racing end to end. And there's always going to be someone that you'll be fighting around on track to try and bump each other off, I suppose. So there's been there has been a lot of dented panels.
A lot of trading paints as well.
But how fantastic has the mod been there? It's got the physics so well that if you did door-to-door racing in ACC, like these guys have been doing, you'd be off in a wall.
Yeah.
Raceroom's the only thing I've ever played with the contact physics have been on point. But watching these guys, it's like the mod's unreal.
Yeah, the hitbox is amazing for it.
Yeah.
We've seen them leaning on each other. in proper old school touring car up against window to window and without coming off and getting in a horrible trip to the gravel.
Yeah, all been awesome stuff. And I hope Super Touring TV, who have been our wonderful sponsors for the whole championship, from qualifying all the way through to the championship rounds, have enjoyed it as much as we have. There is prizes. The winner tonight will get a Super Touring TV hoodie, just in time for the colder months in the second half of the year. So that would be nice. And then obviously I'm going to give away some prizes as well to second and third place. So there's plenty to play for tonight. I'm gutted Alex Shahabi isn't making it tonight, because he always seems to be the bridesmaid and never the bride.
Yeah.
I think he's gutted as well. He messaged earlier saying he was so disappointed he couldn't be here for this one.
Oh, gutting. Absolutely gutting.
We've got our last two qualifiers just coming across the line now. So Van der Hoeven's finishing his last lap. Does improve, goes up to 11th. And Dominic Verhoot is just finishing his final lap.
I always have to say
he's actually figured out how to change tyres. He's on softs for this run.
Yeah, my God, he's figured out where the softs are. That's unreal. Oh, that's your finishing position. Look at the Kawasaki. Look at the gap between first and second. It's almost 1 second. Ben Brown.
That is a stunning lap.
It is a stunning lap. 152.3.
Johan has been absolutely hooked up in this car.
Yeah.
He has just been...
Without a doubt. He's just been...
He's been silky smooth for the last couple of weeks in it.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been able to massively break away. It was great last week.
Yeah.
I think it was double win last week, as I recall.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been able to just run off with it.
No.
So there's still everything to fight for tonight.
Yeah, incredibly so. Well, your starting order then is for our final round of, and then a 1 minute, what am I saying, 1 hour race? If it was a 1 minute race, Jesus, no, absolutely not. Johan Kawasaki, and then Ben Brown in second, Yotam Sharon third, Zach Finney fourth, Pavo fifth, Heinz sixth, Ash Hill in seventh, Zaleki eighth, Dominic Berut, I always have to say it like that, P9, Mark Zabo P10, Alan van der Hoeven 11th, Alfie Beaven P12, but has sadly just disconnected. And yeah, that's your top 12.
Hopefully he'll get back in.
I do hope so. That would be a torrid loss if he can't get back in time. But they will go to the grid, and they have all indeed done.
He's made it back in.
He's made it. Oh, thank God.
Panic averted. That said, he wasn't doing anything spectacular in qualifying. So I'm wondering if he's struggling a bit around here.
Please don't say he's got tech issues. That would be an absolute letdown, wouldn't it? Right, we'll stick with Ben Brown for the moment. I'm not going to click drive yet because it will put me on track. It's a wonderful. It's because that's how wonderful AC works. I'm waiting for the lights to go out.
I'm going to leave you to it. I'm going to enjoy watching it from the while Stevie's doing more crashing around Bathurst. So I'm not in the car for another 35 minutes. So have a good one, guys. Good luck to everyone who's out on track and who's watching the stream. And I will come and talk to you, hopefully. If not on the stream, I'll be in the chat afterwards. Have a great race, guys.
Pleasure as always, Johnny. Take care. Have a good one.
Yeah, see you later.
Right, we've got our lights. They are all on.
6 lights.
And we're away.
We're away.
Oh, who's going to get away? He's going to make it work.
Lightly slow getaway, but we're getting up to speed now. Ben Brown is immediately on the back of Karolczak. Going to the outside of the first chicane. Doesn't quite make it work there, but gets back in, tucks back in behind Karolczak as they come out of it.
I now click driver. We can actually see all the stats and all the figures. Everyone is on hard tyres, bar Ben Brown and Van der Hoeven and Zaleki.
And we know the hard tyres can last a half hour. They're not feeling amazing by the end. So I'm wondering if someone is thinking to stop, to be honest.
I do wonder. Barut falling down the order into 10th now, sadly.
It's not a massively long pit lane here.
It could work, that's the thing. It'll be interesting to see. Everyone's gone through orderly and has very much remained in the background. Dominic Bellew trying to potentially make up positions, and it goes side by side with Van der Hoeven into 10th.
Yep, they're holding fire at the moment as they go through the chicane, but no one's really running away yet. And I think on those medium tyres, Ben Brown's going to have to make hay while the sun is shining.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Beaver's managed to look up into 9th. Van der Hoeven and Zalaki, the other two medium runners, down in 11th and 12th. Come last and second come to last, but I'd say that.
I'm wondering if they had a moment in the early parts of the race. Oh, that's a nice move by Dave Selecki for B11 there.
Yeah, up and under.
Gets onto the inside on the left-hander, finishes it off, and finishes it off on the second left-hander.
Definitely an up and under kind of move there from Mr. Zalaki himself.
Meantime, Jotan Sharon is on the outside of Jacob Hine into the first chicane. Leans on him a bit. Nice little bit of touring car action from the
Indeed. Pavo was
Ford Mondeo, but gets muscle back out.
Pavo and Finney there also fighting through the first chicane as well. Pavo gets the better of Finney.
We're starting to get some fights forming here.
We are indeed. People are playing it sensible and allowing them to get into a rhythm. We've got to remember this isn't the sprint race that we've had for the past few weeks. This is one long race, although damage can become costly if they do decide to get a bit rumpy bumpy.
Yeah, there's a little bit of touring car lean going on, but nothing overly aggressive.
No, not as of yet. Right, 1.2 second lead between P1 and P2.
Yep.
But a little cluster battle forming, really, isn't there?
Yeah, good. Watching Sharon on Hine at the moment, he's thought about slinging up the inside of the tight chicane there, but it's not a typical overtaking spot. Now, the drivers did ask me in the briefing whether they were allowed to use that AstroTurf on the outside. The racing line does take them out there.
Yeah.
So I didn't say no, you have to stay on the grey stuff for that section, because otherwise it would cause crashes. But Sharon making a move on the left-hander, leans on Jacob Hine, who leans back and then chops his nose off into the second left-hander.
You don't need a nose, you don't need a door.
No quarter given and none asked, I think.
That's alright, as long as it's still got wheels, engine and steering wheel, they're fine.
Dave Selecki has made the move on Dominic and is looking up the road towards the battle between Hill and Sabo, but he's a little bit off the back of him now.
Yeah, there he is. Oh, hello. Look at Dave Selecki.
Yeah, Dominic's on his back there. He's not letting him go.
No, indeed he isn't. That'll be a battle brewing for what is going to be quite a long race. 55 minutes left. First 5 minutes are done and dusted. Just another 95% of the race to go.
And the pit window is about to open. As soon as it ticks under the 55th minute, they're going to have the option to stop. I don't think we're going to see anyone stop particularly early, because that would be slightly silly.
Yes.
But, it's a long old race. You see him going on softs now. That would be a very different strategy.
It would be a very bold strategy.
Yeah, the drivers do have one mandatory stop, but they're free to experiment with other strategies if they think it'll work well for them.
Well, as you can see in the top of your screens, pit window is open for another 50 minutes.
Yep, it's the middle 50 minutes of the race, and that's a move. Jotan Sharon around the outside of Jacob Hine off the chicane.
And Hine's now being vulnerable to Stabo. But everyone holds station for now. I see that.
Oh, a little bit of a slide from Sharon there going into the left-hander.
Wasn't there?
It's astonishing how much these cars will step their rear end out for front-wheel drive touring cars.
It's lift-off oversteer, isn't it? Because it's front-wheel drive. It's something I never got my head round.
And
Ooh, massive.
big swing by Jacob Hine there.
Yeah, he caught it and he's fine.
He's pulled half a nose width. Gets on the inside.
Dear Lord.
Yeah,
no.
runs over the bumps and thinks better of it.
Sharon holding on to that place like goodness knows what.
Massively gripping onto it.
It's hanging on to it's hanging on to that position like it's its drunken best friend on a Saturday night.
Definitely.
Got a metaphor in, yes. Anyway,
tell you who else is trying to hold on. Ben Brown up front, trying to stick to the back of Johan Karajak. He's on the medium tyres. He's going to be thinking he's either going to be stopping sooner or trying to make them last. But he's just fallen a little way back, but Johan is very hooked up in that car.
he is indeed.
Technically, all they have to do in the pit stop is take 1 litre of fuel, but they're going to need to take more than that, and they're definitely going to need to take tyres.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you try and do an hour on these tyres, they'll explode.
Yeah. Oh, Ash Hill losing out to Jacob Hine. They're still
Does
side by
indeed.
side through the chicane.
Fighting with Mark Zabo there.
Oh, is that Zabo? I do apologise. Zabo losing out to Hill, should I say?
Yeah. But he's not letting him get away. He's sticking behind him in the... Is that Denmark colours?
I think so.
Honda there.
I believe so, potentially. It's a very unique livery, that's for sure. But
It is indeed.
yeah, usually that colour is reserved for a certain different type of car brand. But
Yeah, he's swinging to the inside of the start-finish turn there. It's going to put him on the inside for the chicane.
is that move done? I say, is that move done? No, it's not.
Not quite. Hill swings it round the outside there.
But Zabo's going to
Absolutely carries the speed.
Zabo's going to get a better run through there, though. Or maybe not. Surprised at that, because Hill looks like to have run wide through turn 2 into turn 3. But keeps the position, and Zaleki in the background. Making inroads.
Yeah, he's closing up on them, isn't he? It's always the problem. You start fighting, and suddenly you've got people joining in to make it a battle.
Start swinging in at each other's. It's always going to easily come in and try and break it up.
Dominic's not too much further back. Alfie Bevan has made a pit stop. That's a very strange decision at this point of the race.
He has indeed. I think it was just caught him leaving the pits. He's gone onto the hard tyre.
Yeah, he's might be getting his mandatory out of the way, might be trying to run a counter strategy, but he's got a long way off the back now.
He's a minute off the leader and about 45
seconds off the back of Van der Hoorn. Alfie is a quick lad. He will make time up.
Indeed.
But
it's a fantastically bold strategy. Do you know what else is also fantastic? Danny has subscribed to the channel. Thank you, good sir.
thank you very much, Danny, and we hope you're enjoying this action.
Let's check in with the leader, Johan Karolzak. I'm hoping I'm saying that name right. That's how I've said it always.
Yeah,
I've
he's
so different.
He's looking happy. He's looking settled. He's mind you, the gap's dropped slightly. It's dropped from about 2.5 seconds to well, no, it's gone back up now. Then Ben dropped it down to 2.1, but let's see where they come out. It's about 2.2 overall.
2.2. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Zaleki having a go at Zabo. Tries to get the cutback through turn 1 and gets the move done. Fantastic
that's
move.
Nicely done. That's very nicely done through there. These three are trading places now. Dominic's sitting behind them, but he's not averse to a bit of opportunistic overtaking, is Dominic. But
you say that, and Zabo tries to take a leaf out of Dominic's book there, but thinks better of it.
Yeah, the slipstream's working for those guys behind, and at the moment, Dave Selecki's punching a hole in the air for them.
Yeah. Oh, Van der Hooven's off. Sorry to interrupt you. We've had a spinner, first one, at 49 minutes left on the clock, and he's dropped.
Yeah, that's a lot of front end damage.
So sadly, AC doesn't allow us to do replays. I would do so to try and see what happens. Oh, Dominic Baru getting the better here. Sorry to miss that overtake. Getting the better of both Selecki and Zabo.
I'm not quite sure what happened. I think we can assume that Selecki and Zabo had a little bit of a contretemps up at the front, and
bit of a honky tonk, yes.
As we were saying, Dominic not averse to a bit of opportunistic overtaking.
Oh, he gets it sorted nonetheless. Up into 8th place now is Dominic on the hard tyre.
I'm surprised he knows what they're like. He's avoided the hard tyre like the plague for the last couple of weeks. Been making those mediums last.
He has, but I think maybe the heebie-jeebies of knowing it's going to be a 60-minute race has potentially got to some of these drivers.
So it's settled a little bit up the front, not massively, but Ben Brown is hanging onto the back of Johan Kawasaki. He's managing the gap there.
Yeah.
Johan isn't driving away, which is what Ben needs. He needs to be close enough that he can try and take advantage when Johan chooses to pit. But it's whether or not Johan will choose to pit before or Ben's mediums decide to give up the ghost first. So that medium tyre has a peak life of about 20 minutes.
We're very much playing strategy chicken.
Yeah, absolutely. Timbo asking where the admins are placed in the race. Well, we've got 3 of them in here. We've got Ben Brown in P2. We have got Dave Selecki in P9.
Pavo.
And Dominic... Joe Pavo's not an admin.
Is that an admin? I thought he was an admin.
No, not at all. And Dominic Bahout in P8.
Bahout?
It's our 3 admin runners who made it into the championship and stuck it out for the last 4 weeks. And I know that they were umming and ahhing over whether or not to take part as well.
Oh,
but they've stuck it in and they've done really well.
Ooh, speaking of Pavo, being hunted down by Zach Finney is Pavo. This will be another battle brewing.
It is indeed. Zach Finney is another guy who is quite fighty when he gets up into the sight of someone. It's about 3 tenths faster over that last lap.
Yeah, just saw that ping up on the timing tower as well. So
let's have a look at the timing table, see what people's laps are like.
Yeah, I think it might be good because...
Right, Ben and Johan are the only 2 in the 153s. 153.6 for Johan, 153.7 for Ben.
Yeah.
For their best laps.
That figures.
James, Zach and Yotam all in the 154s. Only a tenth between them either way. Has Johan had a moment there? I'm sure I just had a damage flash up for him.
What, Johan Sharon?
Johan Kawasaki.
I don't think so. The gap is now 3 seconds to Ben Brown.
Yeah, I think he might just have locked a tyre and it's giving me a damage readout because the flat spot.
Yeah. Potentially. Keep an eye on that. Gap is growing though, most notably. We'll jump back down to P3 and P4 because they are getting quite close to each other.
Yeah, most of the spread we're seeing is 155s and 154s.
Yeah.
We've got Alan van der Hoven with a 156 as an outlier, but he's having a bit of a rough time at the moment.
Yeah, that car is poorly.
Van der Hoven. So across the laps, it's about 2 seconds spread across the whole pack there.
Oof.
So it's not surprising we're seeing everyone sticking relatively...
Oh, Zach Finney, big moment!
That's a big slide for Zach Finney there. Gets on the AstroTurf, gets on the gravel, gets back on track, but that's going to have Yotam Sharon coming up the inside of him out of the last last real turn.
Oh, I'm sure Yotam's going, thank you very much for that freebie, I will take that and run for the hills.
Yep.
That's P4 for Sharon now, so Finney's going to be perhaps a little bit hot under the collar after that little mistake. So we'll see if they can settle back down, find a rhythm, and get back that place. Gap's now about 3 seconds, so that's yet to update really. So we'll wait for... Oh no, 1 second should I say. I'm looking at 2 different incorrect times. I say that, Zach Finney's gone wide again.
Yeah.
I'm going to maybe divert my attention as to not jinx
Zach,
him anymore.
Zach a bit wide through reveal nerves. They come up to the hairpin at Tursa.
Yeah.
Guess you've just pulled up the track map.
Hey, good lad. At least someone has.
They're all sticking quite close. Dave Selecki is holding on, is fighting with Dominic Berhout. Again, it's admin on admin violence as they're coming into... Where are they? At Piratella there as they come down to Aqua Minerale.
How the hell are we going to separate these two if they come into a calamity?
So even when they do manage to get separated from each other, they seem to conspire to get back into each other's sights.
Yeah. Dear God help us.
Dave is tucked right under Dominic's rear wing, pops out as they come out for the chicane at very Antiata.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, Dominic braked a bit late and decided to go lawn mowing there, and Dave's through.
Yep, so that is that for now. Well held, that man, says Matthew Holman. Yes, I'm presuming you're talking about Mr. Zach Finney. Rub some paint. Oh no, they're not going to rub paint, they're going to cut grass.
Dominic's held on to the back of Dave Selecki though as they come through the Rivazzas.
They have. Indeed.
They're not getting away from each other.
No, they're not. They're very much sticking with each other. And that's a slipstream, definitely helping. Especially
we've settled down.
We've got cluster of cars. Apart from the leader, we've got 2 and 3, and then 4th, 5th, and then 6th, 7th, and then 8th, 9th, and 10th, all in a cluster, and then 11th on their own, sadly, and 12th on their own. More or less.
Yeah, that's 12th is Alfie, who does seem to be running a strategy game. Either that or he had a issue. Could be either way, to be honest. But whatever it was, he didn't pit until he was in the window, so he has done his mandatory pit stop now.
I'm desperately keeping an eye on the timings to see if anyone does dart into the pit lane. Because there's no way to tell when they're pitting, which is ever so slightly
we can't see from our readouts. Let's see, we're into 20, coming up to the 20th minute now, so those mediums on Ben Brown's car are going to be starting to feel not so nice.
No, not at all. Approaching the 40-minute mark, and we're going to keep an eye on those people on the mediums because they will be maybe complaining at themselves a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to be thinking about a pit stop soon.
No pit stop from Mr. Brown.
No, it's slightly too early, but it'll be in his mind now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dave Selecki's the next guy on the mediums, so don't think he'll go in yet, because there's no real advantage to him pitting yet. It'll get him out of traffic, gives him clear running, but if he went onto the hards, they'll still be fairly dead by the end of the race. If he goes into the mediums, it'll pretty much guarantee he has to stop again. The softs aren't really viable for race distance.
No, not in the slightest. Maybe a final stint.
Great quality tyre.
Looking at some streams, just going red. Tim Bob, I don't know what you mean. Please provide clarity because I am confused. It doesn't take
slightly confused by that one.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to confuse me, but please provide some clarity.
Tell you what, Mark Sabo is on the back of Dominic Berhout here. Zach Finney is closing down Yotam Sharon for 4th place. The battles are starting to reform every time we think it's going to.
Tyres, red tyres.
I assume he's looking at Ben Brown's streams.
Right, yeah, got you. I understand what you mean though by that now. So thank you for that insider information.
Thanks for that, too.
Collective World, no streamer Team Cup. Sadly not. We just had some streamer and commentators unavailable, sadly. So no Team Cup, but with some amazing racing with the final round of our wonderful touring cars here on Assetto Corsa. But yes, Finney catching or keeping Sharon honest, let's say.
Yeah. Let's see, what tyres is that? Both on the hard tyres, so they've got probably around 8 minutes of life in them. You can stretch it to the half-hour mark on that one. But, Ben Brown's tyres are going to...
Yeah.
He's holding... The fact that he's only lost to about 3 seconds, that's going to give him strategic options.
It is.
So,
He's pushing him
but
to the limit.
pitting this early will probably commit you to 2 stops, because the tyres will not last more than half an hour. And still be viable to race on. Might be able to stretch the hards to 35 minutes. It's not going to feel nice to.
No, exactly. Is Van der Hoover? Van der Hoover's got so much damage. He's not pitting yet, which is
I think he's holding on. And Alfie Bevan is actually starting to catching up on him.
Yeah, exactly.
I can only think Van der Hoover's trying to make it to where his pit window would be.
Yeah,
and then repair the damage. AC does do everything at once. It will repair you, change tyres, and fuel you all at the same time. So you lose less time than you would on some other sims.
That's a saving grace, really, isn't it? And, oh, hello. What's happened to Hines?
Oh, Jacob Hines rounded in the wall.
Oh, no!
Oh, and he's dropping places there.
That's not
Gets
good.
it turned round and rejoins, but he's gone a long way back now.
He's one of the hard tyre runners, so must have just made a mistake there, perhaps?
Yeah, it was coming out of the Piratella, so I can only and down to Aqua Minerale, so I can only guess that he's got it out onto the AstroTurf and the paint on the outside. The grip's gone on him.
Yeah.
And with the power applied, it's just turned round on him.
Zach Binney right on the tail of Yotown Sharon here and looking
Yeah,
to
he's
get alongside.
making the move. He's going to put himself on the inside for Tamburella.
God, I'm glad you have a track map up. Track map up, should I say.
Gets left side by side there. Finney's going to have the advantage. Gets it over the curbs there, though. But gets himself in front of Sharon there to close off the place.
Sharon's going to still look for the move there. I don't think it's quite over yet.
There's going to be options to make the move back. If Sharon's got the pace to hold on there, he's going to have the chance to make the move back, especially if he can hang on the back through the...
Oh, I thought he was going to... I thought he was going to dart the inside of that hairpin there.
Yeah, I figured Tosa would be the best place to try and make the move, but he's chosen to stick behind for now. Might make the move into the left-hander at Piratella and down towards Aqua Minerale.
Yeah.
But it takes a much tighter line there. Got good drive off it. Yep, he's making the move. Needs to hang it around the outside of Aqua Minerale.
Big clouter curb there from Finney.
Finney taking a lot of curb and it slowed him down. And Sharon's going to be on the inside for the chicane at Variante Villeneuve. No, it's not Villeneuve. It's Variante Alta, isn't it?
Alta, yeah. Do you order one of the track maps? I'm going to believe you.
Yep. Gets there, runs it out wide onto that patch of AstroTurf and takes the place back. Great little battle forming. And Finney is not giving up. He's still right on his tail. Zach Finney seems to be more willing to take curb than than Sharon in the Mondeo is.
Yeah.
But it's not always working out for him because it is slowing the car down.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He needs to be careful. Times are tumbling for Ben Brown though, 155.4 compared to Karolzak's 154.8.
Yeah, those mediums are starting to be far past their best. I'd say if Ben doesn't start think about pitting this lap, he's going to drop right off the back. I think come in, switch to the hards, go to the finish.
Yeah.
You can stretch the hards out to 35 minutes. It's not going to be the most pleasant experience, especially towards the end of the race, but you can make it work. And if he gets a quick enough stop, if there's no mistakes, it could pop him into the lead.
If there's no mistakes.
He does what he needs, though, really. Ben is the nearest championship contender who's on track, but Karolzak has a big lead over him in the standings. It's a 37-point lead.
Yeah.
So even with double points, unless there's quite a separation between the two of them, it's going to be... It's Kaljac's to lose at the moment. Ben Brown needs to get past him and something to happen to him.
Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt. Ben takes a lot of curve through the chicane, didn't he?
Massive amounts of curve through the very anti-alter there. It's a very hard one to take in front-wheel drive cars because you're having to rely on the lift-off oversteer, but that destabilises the car. So as soon when you try and turn it back, it just goes, no. Why did you ask this of me?
Absolutely. Staying out.
Doesn't pit. He's staying out. He's
P3's pitting. Pave's pitting.
That's his. Pavo in. He was on the hard, so...
Interesting.
He's got to go hard, surely.
Yeah. Oh, we can see when they're pitting on the timing screen and timing tower. That's very handy, actually.
I like this new timing tower because there's a lot more.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? You've got to thank Johnny for that. He signposted me to the mod. So, yeah, good props on Johnny for that little pointer there.
Jeez, James is stopped. Gets going again.
Hines also in the pits.
Yep, Jacob. Another one going out, and let's see what tyres James comes out on.
Yeah.
He's on the hard tyres. He's gone hard. He's surely thinking about running to the finish there.
Yep, I absolutely wholeheartedly agree with that. Got to wait for these guys in the
what I really should be doing is timing the stop.
That might have been a good idea, actually.
Let's see, what was last lap for James was 2:17, so it's about 20 seconds.
25 seconds, yeah. So that's what it will take on a pit stop, basically 25. Safely 25 seconds. So when Ben pits, as it stands, it will put him down towards P5 and P6, around Zaleki, potentially in front of him, if not definitely in front of Barut. Similar for Kaljak, depending if they have anything else to do with the car or not. Bevan is fighting away here, with Van der Hoeven.
He is making the move. He's caught back up to the his other tail runner. And
apologies to interrupt Ben Brown's pitting.
Oh.
Sorry to step away from that battle.
Not from Ben into the pits. Seems to get it stopped well. This pit lane's got to feel so long at this point, hasn't it? Yeah. Nicely stopped. Gets it perfectly stopped there. I
have no real good camera view of Ben, which is slightly annoying in the pit lane.
Yeah, I've had to go onto the onboard for it.
Sharon is also in the pits. Yeah. Yotown Sharon pitting as well. We'll jump back on board. There is a timer down the bottom. Just for this stop, I will stop with Ben Brown, just to see how much that timer does give us. Gets going.
Yep. Sharon actually stopped there. Came into the pits, but he's come out. Somehow he's come out ahead of Ben Brown.
Oh, is that a smash and dash?
He's not going to make those tyres last to the end.
Too cheeky stop? Why?
Ben's out on the mediums.
Another set of the mediums. Can Ben? He's obviously held second place. Yeah. So he's confident in making him last until the end of the race. He must be, surely.
What we need to watch now is Kaljak to see whether or not he comes in for his stop. He'll have seen Ben going behind him.
Absolutely. Tim Bob, fuel, is that in relation to... who was it?
That'll have been in relation to Ben, won't it?
Ben and... Who else? Who else pitted then? I can't remember. Sharon. Yotown Sharon.
Yeah.
Leader is not pitting.
No, he's holding on. I think another 5 minutes or so he can probably stretch those tyres out to.
A moment from...
He's got fresh runners behind him now. Ben Brown back past Yotown Sharon there on the medium tyres.
Sharon had a moment there. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but he definitely had a moment.
Ben gets clear of him, which is what he needs. He needs to get clear and get chasing after James Lapavo, who's come out.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Loads of pitters. P2, P3, P4, all pitting.
So that's Finney, Hill and Selecki all in to take on new rubber and fuel.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to see this leaderboard shuffle round. Ben coming down the start-finish now.
These guys are still in the pit.
Yeah, goes back up. Tell you who's benefited from those pit stops, it's James Lapavo.
Yeah.
Because he's come out 10 seconds ahead. He's managed to pull 10-second gap on Ben Brown. From a stop.
That's massive. And then when Dominic and Kalzak pit, has the undercut worked for these guys?
Yeah. I'm not sure. If Pav pulls a lot of time now, he needs to close that gap on Dominic and ideally get past him.
Was I thinking an additional 25-30 seconds?
By my maths, he'd still come out, 8 seconds back from 8 seconds ahead of the Pavo?
Leader is now pitting.
Right, let's watch this pit stop, see how he goes. There's no preference of pit box on here, you get what you're given when you come into the server.
Yeah.
So, Karolak gets it in nice and smoothly here. Gets in, gets braked, yep.
Right.
Gets into his pit box fine there.
Keep an eye on Carol's for me with Dominic Barut. He's coming down.
Only about 6 seconds stopped there. So that was a very short amount of time.
That was a very short stop.
That was a very short stop. He's changed tyres. Might be gambling on fuel.
Ooh.
So I suspect Ben Brown low fueled it and took fuel at the stop. I don't think Karajak's taken fuel there. He's definitely changed tyres. He's gone onto the medium compound.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is a... So, with the gaps, James Lapavo is about 9 seconds back from him now.
I just had a wonderful message in chat. Tim Bob, can we get a screenshot for Dominic in second? He's still got a pit, so it's technically not.
Now. He wants it to end right now.
Oh, hold on a minute. Kalzak has pitted, but it's not registered as mandatory.
Okay, well, where were you seeing that the mandatories
it's still on the stream. Still got a 1 in amber next to his name. Those who have pitted,
it's come off on mine. He's showing as green on mine.
Oh!
Might just be a
oh, don't do that
glitch
to
in the
me.
matrix.
Come on, don't do that silliness to me. Are we sure?
Let me play around.
Have a look. Are we sure?
Yeah, I'm showing 1 stop on mine.
1 stop, but oh, keep an eye on that because
I'm going to go back to the pause menu and see if it's
have a look.
Anything on there?
Because in the top left of our screens, it's still showing that Kalzak needs to make a compulsory split stop. Has Barut pitted yet?
Dominic's not pitted yet. No.
She's still showing as a mandatory pit stop needed. Ooh. Oh, the suspense.
I'm trying to get the info. It doesn't actually really give us that information on Assetto Corsa. So it might not be reading it correctly. He definitely came in.
He did, absolutely.
He definitely changed tyres. And might not have taken fuel, but he's changed tyres, so that will count as the mandatory.
I'm quickly checking SimRacing. Our wonderful friends at SimRacing.GP, but I'm just checking the rules. Allow tyres to where would it say on SimRacing.GP about compulsory refueling?
It's hard coded in AC. It's always either 1 litre of fuel or a tyre change.
Oh my! Right, we're gonna go back down the battle. I'm gonna go back down the field a little bit. We'll try and find that information out in a second. But Zach Finney fighting away with Hill here. Apparently, according to my timing, so I've yet to pit Finney and Hill.
Let me look.
Could just be a glitch.
I think you're getting a bit of a glitch there because we saw Finney come in.
Oh yes, we did, didn't we? Right. That is ever so slightly annoying.
Let's not panic. Yeah, he's definitely done the...
Ooh! Baruch's lost second. What happened there?
James Lapavo's passed him.
What happened there?
Got up the inside of him on the Ravazzis and made his way through, and now he's going to be chasing after Johan Karolzak in first.
Did Baruch make a mistake? Because there was a bigger gap than that last time I checked.
Can only assume so, to be honest.
Yeah, we did see it happen to him, Bob, absolutely. So, I mean,
yeah,
we'll see what
everything
happens.
I'm checking, we're showing that they've done the pit stop.
Cool. So, if anything funky happens, we're ruling that they've done the pit stop. Cool.
Yeah, he's definitely done it. We saw him come in and we've seen the
we did.
tyres changed.
We did, absolutely. But
yeah, Dominic's still yet to make his stop. So he's going a long way on that set of hard tyres.
He isn't, isn't he?
I think it's a little bit of a vanity run at this point, but because he's not going to be able to hold on to that place.
Yeah.
But he's going to be up on those podium positions for as long as he can be.
Yeah, bless him. He will hold that position for as humanly long as possible. But yeah, those tyres are going to be screaming soon.
Absolutely.
Wanting saving and reprieve from having to grip and turn and accelerate.
Yes, this new version of the overlay is great, but it is having a bit of a moment when it comes to deciding whether or not mandatory pit stops have happened.
Yeah. It's a shame.
But in the meantime, Lapavo is 12 seconds off the back of Karolzak there.
Yeah, so massive gap to the leader with just over 20
Tom Nick off in the gravel trap at the Ravazzis, unfortunately.
Oh, who was that?
Dominic got himself a bit wide, and
so Dominic
he's coming in for
he's those tyres are pretty shot now, aren't they?
There's plenty of laps showing him in podium positions now. He can go in for a pit stop.
You can go in for a pit stop, it's fine. He's had first, second and third. So you can't say that he's not been up there. So
the only thing I can think is that neither Karolzak or Lapavo have taken on fuel. So they're going to be getting increasingly marginal towards the end of the race. There was a lot of wondering over whether or not a full tank would make the race. So if they've either not taken on fuel or taken on quite a small amount.
Yeah, and could possibly be it. Right, the route comes out of pit. We see it in pit. The timing tower is not updated, so we will ignore the timing towers. But with 20 minutes to go, we are with our race leader Johan Karolzak, 13.5 seconds lead over currently P2 Pavo.
He's made his strategy work there.
Yeah.
Whatever he's done, he's made it work. But he's clearly got either he's very much gambling on his fuel calculations, or he's going to be hoping against hope that his tank lasts to the end of the race.
Yeah, he's still pushing though.
Yeah, he's not slowing down.
No, he's not. That's the thing. 50,000 miles
radials on the tyres. Oh dear.
Lord.
Now they have come out slightly spread apart after their pit stops, but we have got one battle starting to form as Zach Finney starting to chase down Yotam Sharon into the two Rivazzo left-handers here.
About 0.4 of a second between them, so
Yeah,
they'll be...
yeah, that time has dropped. That was about a second and a half a lap ago.
Yeah.
Zach has got the bit between his teeth and is running for all he's worth.
Making those mediums work, that's sure.
Yeah. I'm surprised. Tim's saying fuel costs about 13 seconds extra.
Cool.
Yeah, so we've definitely seen people take tyres only here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's gonna be people who are marginal on fuel towards the end of the race, and it has shaken up the order because Ben Brown's come out a long way back. He's nearly 25 seconds off the lead now.
So yeah, that's it's a shame for Ben because he was giving Kawasaki a bit of a decent run.
It depends. He can have the last laugh. It depends on how good people's fuel calculations are.
Meanwhile, Finney and Sharon now going to go side by side out of the hairpin, and I have a feeling Sharon might want to yield.
He might want to yield.
But
I don't think he wants to yield, but he might be forced to as Zach Finney gets up the inside through the Brialta and down into Aqua Minerale. Takes that fourth position back, and he's definitely pushing onwards.
I'm very curious about the fuel scenario with the top 2 and top 3.
Yeah, we've got no way of seeing what people's fuels are here. We can see their tyre stats.
Yeah.
We can't see what their fuel is like.
Oh, we do have a very wonderful person in chat who could go and have a look for us.
Tim can see one person's fuel.
One person's fuel. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's a hard one. The gap is now 15 seconds between the first and second. So Kawasaki is not letting off.
Right,
Either that or Pavo hasn't got the pace to match.
I'm trying to sneak a look at people's dashboards to see if I can see their fuel stats. Can't see any on James's. Karolzak is showing, and I don't know whether this is accurate. It might just be the game giving a standard thing. It's showing 20 litres of fuel, which I'm not sure. So if Ben's on 20, no, they're all showing 20 litres of fuel. That's just a standard graphic. So
that's an absolute letdown.
Yeah. The hope for information just went straight out the window there.
27 litres for Ben is the word from Tim Bob.
Right. So Ben's definitely taken fuel there.
Yeah.
We can determine that from the amount of time it was stopped. But I'm guessing neither Lepavo nor Karolzak have taken fuel. So that could turn things Ben's way. We've got 15 minutes to find out, have they got enough fuel in, or are they going to have to come in and top up their tanks?
Don't know.
It's going to be tense now, isn't it?
It is. We are going to keep an eye on those top 2 runners, pretty much.
In the meantime, Ash Hill coming up on within half a second of Yotam Sharon down into the Variante Alta. Thinks better of slinging it up the inside of the chicane, but settles the car and he's chasing after him as they go down for the Rivazzos.
Indeed they do, but looks like it's all calmed down. I'd say it's all calmed down.
Yeah, it's as calm as it gets. There's a few little gaps that form. There's a couple of seconds around between people. It'll all come together before the end, because everyone will be running slightly different variations of what they're doing.
And Hill will be trying to get the outside road
to the outside.
Turn,
that will turn inside for Tamburello.
You beat me to it.
And then he's going to be off. He's going to be chasing after Zach Finney.
Not that far up the road, really.
They're on. Nicely done on the brakes. Swings it through the inside and outside of the chicane. Already pulling a little bit of a gap there. Pulling away from Sharon as they go to move out.
Yeah.
The big mover of the race is, unsurprisingly, Alfie Bevan. Who did pit very early.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. He's 5 places up from where he started.
Yeah.
But
He's not going to make those tyres last.
Those tyres are never going to last to the end.
No. Surely not. Can't do.
Can't do. No, not a chance.
What we say that.
Tell you what, Ben Brown's starting to close the gap a little bit on James Lapavo. Clatters the curbs over Variante Alta again, but he's pulled back a couple of seconds on him.
Yeah, it's now
It
about
was 9 seconds, it's now to about 7.5.
7, yeah. See what you can do. He's on the medium tyre. He likes that medium tyre. He can definitely make it last half hour.
Yeah, he's very happy with this car. He's very settled in it, and I'm pretty sure he's got himself a good setup on it as well, because he does like to practice, does Ben?
He does, bless him. He's very good at making those cars. Oh, well, I'll try and get my words out. That would help, wouldn't it? He's very good at making any car work for him.
Yeah.
Regardless of what car it is. Especially in AC.
And he has also signed up for our next season as well. He is joining us in the Mini Cooper Cup, coming to us on Mondays in a couple of weeks' time. Classic Mini Coopers around a selection of short to mid-length circuits, 15-minute races. So that's 5 weeks, 3 races each week, 15 races across the season, and it is going to be excellent.
Low and slow.
Yeah,
but
very, very fun.
Very, very fun. That's the main thing. Absolutely.
I only had to send you one video to convert you on the joys of mini racing, and it was worth it.
Yes, dearest. Thank you.
Jacob Hine is catching up on Alfie Bevan there. So Alfie's tyres are very old at this point.
I would use the term prehistoric.
Yeah, let's see. How many laps has he done on those tyres?
Oh, it's got to be about 20 odd laps.
Yeah, 20 laps he's done on those tyres.
Called it. Oh, yeah. In other news, Van der Hoeven in last place has just been lapped by the leader.
That's a pity for Alan. He's stuck it out. It doesn't look like he's actually repaired his damage. So he's done his stop, taken new tyres, but he's sticking it out and trying to bring the car home for a credible finish, even after all the trouble he's been through.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favour, Aidan? Have you got your config panel up for the timing tower?
I sadly can't view it.
It's a pity.
Yes, I can. No, I can't. No,
I'm looking at the tyre life, and I'm showing that Karolzak's is at 25 laps.
Ooh.
So that might be that Johan took fuel, but didn't take tyres.
Oh.
If that's right, because it's 25 laps, that means Johan hasn't changed tyres, which you're allowed to do. All you need to do is take a litre of fuel on. But he started on the hards and it's changed to the mediums.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm assuming I'm getting incorrect data here.
It will all transpire. If they get penalties, then we'll have to make a call then and have a bit of investigation into what was done and what wasn't done in the pit stops.
He'll have done something in the pit stop. He'll have either taken fuel or taken tyres. And if the compound readout has changed, so something's incorrect then, I'm assuming it's the tyre life.
10 minutes to go. Karolzak leading the way. Pavo second, Brown third.
As Tim puts it, if he hasn't changed tyres, the cliff is coming.
The cliff will be coming, yeah, absolutely. So
it's like we're 50 minutes in.
He's definitely
those tyres are not going. Yeah, he's changed. He changed from the hard to the medium compound.
He's gapping Pavo in hard, so he has to change tyres. Either the timing app is just tower probably lies.
Yeah, I think the tower lies to us.
Well, let's put it this way: if they haven't done their mandatory, the game will give them a penalty at the end, and that will cause a heck of a lot of controversy. So
we'll see what he does. If someone hasn't done their mandatory pit stop, once that pit lane closes for in 4 minutes and 15 seconds, it will teleport them to the pits and disqualify them. It won't even be a post-race penalty. It will do it then and there.
God, we will find out what happens in about 4 minutes' time. God, in chaos.
I don't think it will happen, but if it does, everyone knew there was a mandatory pit stop. So if they haven't done it, or haven't done it properly, then it's their own fault.
Find out in about 3 minutes 45 seconds. Dear God!
I might be causing artificial drama here, but we'll try for the best. In the meantime, Jacob Hyde and Dave Selecki are our closest on-track battle. They're fighting hard. Dave Selecki seems to have fought with every single car on track today.
I think he has pretty much. He's got up and down the field like a bloody yo-yo.
That Vectra is looking slightly dented, as any good Vectra should. And he's fighting anyone who gets in his sights for every position he can.
Yeah. I mean, it just adds character to the car, doesn't it? And the little dents and bumps 3 minutes until pit window closes.
If you see anyone suddenly disappear to the pits when that 3 minute mark goes past, we'll know that someone's not done their pit stop properly.
And we'll know they've all gone goofed up.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, I won't be terribly sympathetic because it's easy enough to do a mandatory pit stop in AC. The game does it automatically. It's 1 litre of fuel or a tyre change. Yeah. Either one of those, and it will count it as a mandatory pit stop done.
Yeah. I'm bracing myself, I am not going to lie. Let's watch this battle then with Hyde and Selecki. They're about, well, not even a second apart. Timing tower is just lagging a little bit.
Jacob Hyde trying to find a way past Dave there. These two very much veterans of the oNiD Assetto Corsa scene, and they are very happy to fight each other.
Yeah, absolutely. As Vanderhoover's now been lapped as well.
Has indeed. I'll tell you what, Zabo's lost out there. He was a bit further up before, but wonder if he's had issues, but he's now got James Lapavo coming round to lap him for in last place.
Sucks, doesn't it? Bless him.
It's never a fun place to be.
No, sadly not.
But
down by the
someone
last
has to be
someone
there.
has to be, and I'm having thoughts of our wonderful Jay Middleton from Raceroom.
Yeah.
There's always someone that has to come last.
Yeah. It's usually me when I race, but
it's usually me because I'm bound to screw something up anyway.
Let's see. Keeping an eye on this Hyde Selecki battle. Jacob is not letting that position go.
He's not. It's Selecki that leads the way between them. Oh, goes very deep. Has a massive slide, but gathers it up.
Big rear locking and trail braking from Jacob Hyde as well as he uses every bit of momentum he can to hang on to the back of that. I think it's a fellow Vectra in front.
Vectra versus Vectra, indeed.
Or is it the Accord in front? I'm not quite sure.
They all look the same. It's really annoying.
It is the Accord in front. It's
the Accord.
It's got the Gojira logo on the back.
Yeah, Accord followed by Vectra. Vanderhoover's off. And rejoins safely.
He does. That's a difficult place to deal with things, though. And Ben Brown's coming round him, and it's not. He's got 2 back markers in front of him. He's
okay. Pit windows
wanting to get past them.
Pit windows closed.
Pit windows closed, and no one has been disqualified.
So, God.
So everyone has made their mandatory pits.
Awesome. Fan Dabby Daisy in the background here. Jacob Hyde catching this battle here for 9th, 8th and 7th.
Indeed. I'll tell you what, Alfie Bevan on very old tyres there, because he pitted about a minute into the pit lane window opening.
Yeah.
he's not so much off. They've not so much fallen off the cliff. They're off the cliff and down near the wreck of the Titanic somewhere.
No. I was going to make a joke about imploding there,
Yes,
but I'm
let's
not.
not.
Let's
not.
No. Oh no. Alfie even defending for all of his life,
Yeah,
making that car as wide as the London bus.
He's positioning the car well, but on those tyres, he's got to be practically down to the canvas on those things.
Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt. No.
No matter where he looks, he's going to see a car in his mirror. He's got Selecki on one side and Hyde on the other.
Oh God. The windmills are filling up with two cars now.
It's not a usual position for Alfie, is it? Being chased down by.
No, it's not. You just see him up at front, which is such a shame.
Yeah, I think he gambled on strategy and it didn't work out for him.
There's a half-ass move from Selecki, can't make it work. But we'll tuck into the slipstream down through the pit straight.
Indeed, they're both going to have such a speed advantage on their tyres.
God, Alfie Beaver
Alfie
for his life.
Yeah, swings it to what will be the inside line for Tamburello, but
he'll defend it. Indeed, he doesn't get cut back from Selecki.
He's going to defend the places. He's not going to give it up, but I think he might be getting.
Oh, contact between! Oh, that was high in contact.
Little bit of hip and shoulder from Jacob Hine there as they
a little bit more as well. Look at that battle happening.
Yeah. Oh,
flashing the lights for Selecki.
Lights from Dave Selecki there. Letting his displeasure be known there, I think.
Just under 2.5. It's 2.5 minutes left. That's gone quick.
Where has the time gone?
Jesus Christ.
In the meantime, it is Carol Jack very much out in the lead here.
His race to lose. Has he made the fuel last day? We'll still keep an eye on it. But we think they're alright. Oh, massive slide from Hine. Selecki can't quite capitalise.
It, though. I think he's actually passed Selecki there as well, hasn't he?
Selecki was following Hine. And Hine's lost out to Selecki.
Alfie's looking at it and just going, yeah, go ahead, lads.
Go for it, absolutely. It gives me a bit of breathing room. And Hine gets back at him.
Yeah, they're shading places side by side down into the Ravazzos.
Hine up the inside. We'll keep it there as well. They give each other space. Oh, I say that. No, not they're bumping. No, okay, maybe not.
Ooh, holding it together though. These two have basically been side by side since Aqua Minerale there.
So like he's flashing his lights again. Dear God.
How long to race 2? No race 2 this evening, Tim. It's all or nothing on this one.
Nothing. It's just the 1 hour and they've only got 1 minute left of it.
Yeah,
it's as I say, Alfie's going to defend.
Where Karajak is, I think we might get one more lap after this one.
Alfie has to yield position. No, he's not giving it up. Look at this. He's trying to get the over-under on Jacob Hine here.
He's fought for those positions. He's not giving them up now. Those used tyres. Those extremely used tyres.
They are, absolutely. And look at Alfie giving it everything he can. But look at this, up the inside. It goes Selecki.
He's actually trying to take the positions back.
He is at all. And in the background, I think that's the race leader.
No, that in the background is Dominic Bahuti starting to catch up.
Dominic Bahuti catching up, dear Lord.
Karolzak is just going into Tamburello, so we are on to the last lap here.
This will be the last lap. Well, it's a very dominant performance from Karolzak. Hasn't put a tyre wrong. And has done everything that he needs to.
He's made it look easy there. He is going to come through as provisional champion, pending any post-race shenanigans.
Reports can be made, and I'm sure a couple will be made.
But on the last lap, we're getting a battle, a four-way battle for P8. We have P7 actually, isn't it? Jacob Hine leading it away from Dave Selecki, from Alfie Bevan, from Dominic Bahutu has crept up in the background and now takes the. Dominic Bahuta's just passed Alfie Bevan.
Alfie's slowing.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, I think Alfie might have miscalculated his fuel there.
Always stuttering and slowing, and indeed dives for
Yeah,
the relief of the pit lane.
Fuel stop. Oh, that's horrible. He's going to be gutted there.
Right, Zalecki on Hein.
Okay,
there's contact between the both of them into turn 1.
Oh, that's a big off for Jacob Hein there. Equally, neither of them are going to be overly impressed with that, I suspect.
Dominic Barut is through, capitalises off that.
Dominic through to P7. Oh,
God. Jeez. Up and down like a freaking yo-yo.
In the meantime, Kawasaki is coming around to take the win and the championship.
A very cool, calm and collected performance.
A little bit of victory swerving, and he's across the line to take the Super Tourer sponsored by SuperTouring.tv championship.
Congratulations, Kawasaki. Pavo, a very hard-fought battle for Pavo. Strategy played off for him as well. It will be a P2 finish.
It is indeed. Comes through. Ben Brown not far behind him. He closed that up, but didn't quite have enough there to get on the back of James Pavo into those closing sections.
Ben Brown will come across the line. A very well-deserved third. Could have been more, but nonetheless a very well-deserved.
Very credible P3.
Very credible podium there.
Zach Finney holds on for 4th place.
Oh, does he?
And smacks it into a wall for the kick, for the lulls there.
Yeah.
Ash Hill coming across the line. Mark Sabo has had to stop to avoid Zach Finney there across the line.
Sharon P5, Barut P7, Dominic
Bahoum.
Get it there, man. Get it.
Great work from Dom there. Doing the AC admins proud. Comes across for P7.
Good lad.
Jacob Hyde in P8. Dave Zalecki in P9. And our last runner just coming through now. He's not had the day he would have expected. But he's stuck it out. He's come back in after 2 weeks out. Came back in for the race to make it a fight at least. And that's Alfie Bevan coming across the line in P10.
Fantastic stuff. And that is everyone.
That is all she wrote.
Indeed it is. Oh, and breathe.
It's a bit that way, isn't it?
Dear freaking God.
What a race. Even when there were gaps, there was still enough going on that we always had something to talk about.
We always had something, didn't we? Like, there was no let up of something happening on track. It was brilliant. It's been the theme for the past 4 weeks, really. It's always been something happening up and down the grid, whether it's the leaders or the mid pack or the back pack. These guys have been absolutely wonderful in providing us with top-notch racing and just top-notch entertainment constantly for the past 4 weeks.
We should bail out of the server so that the results can archive.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see, and we'll get officially confirmed provisionally of our championship winning driver Johan Kalwazak.
And I will have to go on and do the adjustments, which is always going to be fun.
Oh jeez, good race. Yeah, absolutely. Tell Dom he's qualified for the next race just to hear his reaction. Oh, it's so tempted to do.
Today I'm from Dozeleki. Today I learned that AC pit stops aren't the same as ACC, refueled for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, Dave.
It was still a great performance. Like, you seem to be having battles everywhere.
Dave.
You know what I think we should do?
What's that?
I think we should mug our provisional champion into the comms box to offer our congratulations.
Where is he? Let's drag him down. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
This race.
Johan Kalwazak, you're in the comms booth. Congratulations, champion of the SuperTourist.tv Super Tours Championship. How is that for you? How does that sound? How does that feel for you?
It feels great. It feels great. I wasn't sure if I could be the fastest guy today, but yeah, seems like he did it.
It was a great race from you, man. You're very composed out in front there. It's I think Ben held on to you for the first half of the race, but after the pit stops, you were able to just sprint away from it.
As far as I saw, first stint was competitive. Ben, given what happened in the pit stops and the rest of the race, I'm quite sure Ben had half a tank and medium tires, so he could hold on. I'm very surprised how well his tires held on 30 minutes, because for like the last 10 minutes of the stint we had equal pace. The gap was slowly growing or reducing 2-3 tenths at the maximum. But I think he had a long pit stop, and maybe it's the same kind of stint. But I took a gamble. I extended my first stint one lap and did 25 minutes on the mediums, and it was very, very quick.
Yeah, did you just take tyres, or was it just fuel in the stop?
I took both. During the practice, I saw which amount of fuel you could, how much fuel you could refill, without it being longer than the tire change.
Yeah.
So I just stopped the minimum amount of time in order to maximize the strategy, and basically started with 55 liters of fuel. So I just took 10 liters at the pit stop.
Well, it certainly worked out for you. It was a great race from you, and congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was tense. I'm still a bit frustrated not to have Alfie the entire championship, but I'm quite sure it will. I'm quite sure Nürburgring wouldn't be the same. Yeah,
I think he's frustrated.
I just came down from the race because I mean, at the end of the race, I was quite relaxed because there was a huge gap. But for like half of the race, 2/3, I was trying not to do any mistakes, because usually it's that in these moments I make some mistakes, or trying to calculate if I have enough fuel for the rest of the race, trying to look at the map and see where they are, trying to see if the gaps is growing or reducing. Usually it's with those moments I usually break a little bit later, or a wheel in the grass, or that kind of stuff. A wheel in the grass at Aquaminerali, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, yeah, quite happy.
Yeah, and certainly the way you wanted to finish the season.
Definitely.
You're going to be joining us for the next one?
I think so.
Excellent.
Good man. It's been a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you. We will send you back up to the public voice channel. Sorry for dragging you there out of no warning, but we really wanted to have a quick interview with you, because it's been a pleasure to have you, and it's been a pleasure to have everyone.
But our idea of fun is mugging people. When
exactly.
Just into the comms box.
Just drag them down with no warning whatsoever. So we'll chuck you back up. Thank you, Johan. And there he goes. I love my administrative powers on this server. It's very fun.
I'm so glad they added a right-click option to pull people into the comms box.
I know, right? Absolutely. Who is...
Right, the points are now adjusted. I was doing it while we were chatting then. So the double points have been added on.
Good. Wonderful. So who was in second?
Second was James Lapavo.
James Lapavo is in before. He is. So you fancy another mug in?
Let's mug him.
Let's mug him. Where is he? Is that James? It is James. Isn't it? Right. J. Is that the same, isn't
it? James Lapavo, yeah. Hang on, I can.
James, it's Aidan and Ben in the comms box. P2 in the championship. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much. I think P3, wasn't it?
That sounds like it's P2 in the race. Let's
P2 in the race.
Where we are with the championship.
you said P2 in the race. What are you doing that for, Ben? Oh,
I think P2 in the race, P3 in the championship.
got you.
It
Well,
is indeed P3 in the championship, but Ben Brown isn't in the chat either. So
well, nonetheless, I will stand corrected. Congratulations on P2 today, but congratulations on your P3 finish for the championship. Because how does that feel for you? I think a very good performance from you today and throughout the season.
Yeah, it's a shame I had to miss the round last time at the Nürburgring. Otherwise, we might have been able to challenge for the win. But yeah, these are good fun, these cars, and some good racing. Today was a bit lonely, but the other races were pretty close.
I think we'll definitely be coming back to them. And yeah, it was great performance. I think you seem to make the strategy work to get the jump on Ben through the pits.
Yeah, I think I possibly could have done a bit better strategy because the fuel took too long. I took 18 litres. I think if I'd taken like 12, I could have gained a bit, but he was too fast today.
Yeah, it was a very dominant victory by Johan, bless him, but and Ben as well playing it out really well. I mean, the mediums work. Ben went back-to-back mediums, which was very interesting.
Yeah, I think this track wasn't that hard on tyres because there's quite a lot of long straights in between the corners where it didn't wear tyres.
So I think it did seem to give that strategy option. Everyone opting for only the one stop, but did you consider 2 stops at any point, or was it always going to be just that one and then go to the finish?
To be fair, I did actually consider going 2 stop, but the tyres you only gain for about sort of like the first 4 laps after pitting. So and with the long pit lane, I don't think it'd have been worth it.
Yeah, these tyres have been an interesting experience this season. That's for certain.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's the same for everyone.
Yeah, congratulations on P2 today. It was a very composed performance from you out there.
Oh, thank you.
Right, let's. On that note, Jay, it's been a pleasure to have you. I can only echo what Ben has said. It's been a pleasure to see you battle up and down the field on multiple rounds. And are you going to be here with us for the next season that we're running on AC? It'll be Monday instead of Tuesday, just to throw you off a little bit.
Oh, it's on a Monday. Yeah, that should be fine. Is it the minis?
It is indeed, yes.
Yeah, no, they're quite good fun to drive.
I certainly hope so.
I've been converted, I must admit.
So with 6 places left on that championship, so I'm hoping we'll be able to get a full grid for Thruxton.
Yeah, that'll be carnage, but good.
Good, it's a good type of carnage. James will drag you back up to the voice channel. Thank you very much, sir. And there he goes. Back up to the top. I think, apart from that, no one else. We do have a couple of the drivers.
We do have Chris in the chat on YouTube said it's been an amazing and he definitely wants to sponsor another event.
It has been a pleasure to have you, Chris.
I'm sure Big Boss Johnny is glad to hear that, and we'll certainly be willing to discuss that with you.
Indeed, Johnny, and I think Johnny has already teased you guys wanting to come back for a fully fledged season full of 20-odd cars instead of the 16 qualifiers that we had out of the knockout stages, but getting 20 cars on here.
Defo full grid next time. Grid.
I struggled to keep up with 12 or 14 or 16 cars at the best of times. 20 odd. They're not going to have an aneurysm.
It's whatever we do, it's going to be amazing, and I think it's all only going to get stronger from here.
50-50, why not? Dear Lord. Baby steps first, but if we can get there, I'm sure we can. It is AC. I think it's actually limited below 50. Sadly, it'd be awesome to have 50, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, on that wonderful note, I think we're gonna have to leave stream now and head off for the evening. I do need my beauty sleep. Sadly.
Very much so.
It never works, but I'm going to call it beauty sleep anyway. Ben, one last time from me, it's been a pleasure to have you alongside in these Super Tours races.
It's been great. I will admit I'm looking forward to getting back to racing, but it's been fantastic commentating on this action for the last few weeks.
And to our wonderful YouTube and what was Twitch YouTube viewers, thank you for your viewership, your support, your company, and until next time, guys, it has been a pleasure. Sleep well, rest up, and until next time, it's Aidan and Ben signing off from oNiD Racing. Take care, guys, all the best.